The parallels that they're drawing between issue 3 and this proposal is that it shows that people are wanting to reject mandates. They don't want to be forced to do anything, and this gives them the option of either choosing to voluntarily participate in a union or not. So they're saying they're giving them the option, much like they did with the healthcare amendment. Do you have
Sure, and when it's posed like that, it's easy to understand, especially when there's not a spirited opposition, affording voters an alternative viewpoint, perhaps grounded in facts rather than hyperbole. And that will be our task over the course of the next year or two, depending on when the initiative is filed, to get the message out as to the draconian impacts this kind of bill would have on working families, whether they live in places like Columbus or Cleveland, or whether they live in places like Chillicothe or Circleville.
And there are already federal guidelines that protect people who don't want to be part of unions anyway. That already exists.
Why are you so convinced this issue, if it passed, would be higher wages? It seems to be the core.
Well, you can just look at similar states with right-to-work provisions, and you can look at similar working conditions, and let us reflect on the disagreements that the legislature, at least Republicans, had when there was an effort to place on the ballot an increase in the state's minimum wage. You recall that particular fight, and you recall that many of the same kinds of rhetoric we hear today were used in opposition to that particular initiative, that if we somehow increase the state minimum wage, we would drive jobs out of the state. That did not happen. What it does is it increases an already modest way of life. The fact of the matter is, when you lift people up in a state like Ohio, whether it's with wages or the access to get a quality job, you make neighborhoods stronger, you improve local school districts, you improve ways of life that frankly are far too modest to begin with.
And it was already disproved when we were going through the battle with SB 5 that comparatively states that are right-to-work states aren't faring any better in terms of unemployment numbers than Ohio.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.